We're on top of breaking news out of the UK football program. One of the top assistant coaches is out of a job. We'll have the latest.
The director of a Laurel County animal rescue group was arrested this morning.
It is the day that Star Wars fans everywhere have been waiting for. The main attraction starts tonight at 7. We'll show you some of the people who are highly anticipating this.
WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Good afternoon from WKYT News. I'm Barbara Bailey. Bill Bryant has the afternoon off. We start with breaking news from the UK football program. Sources say first-year offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson will not return to the team next season. His play calling was called into question during the last 7 weeks of the season. And Mark Stoops said earlier this week that changes were coming. WKYT's Dave Baker is live now with the very latest. Dave?
Barbara, oftentimes coaches are criticized more for their inaction than for the moves they make. But after a season that began with so much promise and ended with so much frustration, a source has told WKYT within the last hour that Stoops has made the decision not to bring Shannon Dawson back as offensive coordinator. Dawson came to UK from West Virginia when Neil Brown left to become the head coach at Troy. Dawson, like Brown, was a disciple of the air raid offense of former UK head coach Hal Mumme, but he also had a reputation of making the run game a key part of that offense. However, the Cats finished the season with just 9 more rushing yards than they did a year ago, and just about every offensive statistical category was down from 2014. In addition, throughout the year, there were questions about play calling, and Stoops himself admitted that he was trying to find a balance between how much autonomy his coordinator should have and how much input he should exert as the head coach. This is, of course, the time of year when there's lots of coaching movement, and our sources say that Dawson hasn't been dismissed. Mark Stoops has made the decision, though, that he won't be calling plays for the Cats next year. Much more coming up in sports.
Dave Baker, thank you. Bruce Feldman with Fox Sports is reporting that Dawson told them, quote, philosophically things weren't working out at Kentucky. The head of an animal rescue group in southeastern Kentucky faces charges this midday, accused of neglecting the rescued dogs in her care. State police raided her home in Laurel County this morning, finding more than 100 dogs in poor condition. WKYT's Phil Pendleton is tracking the investigation. It's our top story at noon. Phil?
I am still not exactly sure on all of the allegations, but I am being told by other animal rescue groups that Stephanie Fields is accused of hoarding these animals, and I'm told that the conditions for these animals is deplorable, and people tell me that that is actually putting it very lightly. They say there are more than 130 dogs here. Some of them are in poor shape. I was there as a state trooper put Fields and his cruiser arresting her on a warrant. Then some people with the Friends of the Animal Shelter here in Laurel County showed up to rescue some of the dogs.
It's hard to fathom that anyone could let this get to this point, that people that work with her and know her didn't stop it.
Now, I haven't had an opportunity to look at the arrest warrant, to see the court documents, to see exactly what the allegations are. However, the state trooper who was there said that there were simply deplorable conditions inside Fields' home. In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Now, Fields and her husband told us they did not want to talk about the allegations. 2 men accused of causing a scare at Lexington Elementary School will face a judge in less than an hour. Police say Jordan Render and Eric Scott tried to register for classes at Sandersville Elementary. When officers showed up, the men jumped into a car and crashed into a home on Movado Court. They are now facing charges stemming from that crash. WKYT's Victor Puente has the latest on the investigation in this Crime Tracker report.
Those men will be in court in about an hour. They're both now facing drug charges, in addition to the charges we told you about yesterday. A Fayette County school spokesperson says the 2 men went to Sandersville Elementary School around 2:15, made it through the first set of doors when a parent held the door open for them. She said they went into the office, said they were there to register for school, but left after the secretary informed them it was an elementary school. The arrest citations for Jordan Renner and Eric Scott say after leaving the school, they hit a bag and a storm drain and then drove away. Today, police confirmed that bag contained money. Officers said they saw the pair and tried to stop them, but they took off, eventually crashing into the garage door of a home on Movada Court. The citation says they ran into that home, but were eventually caught. They were charged with fleeing and evading, burglary, and criminal mischief. Their arrest citation says police found a pipe, rolling papers, and marijuana flakes inside the vehicle they crashed, so both have also been charged with possession of drug paraphernalia. Sandersville Elementary has a musical showcase planned for today. That school spokesperson tells me they aren't planning any extra security beyond the steps they would normally take. In Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Now, both Render and Scott will be arraigned at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Well, the morning rain is making its way out of the bluegrass this midday, but the front is leaving some much cooler temperatures behind. And we could see some wintry weather to end the work week. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is live in our First Alert Weather Center now with a look ahead.
Yeah, and right on cue, we talked about it this morning. Right around noontime, this rain will move on out for everybody. These clouds are decreasing too, and boy, does it look good as you take a look outside. 42 now in Frankfort. They're still on the chilly side, but now the fronts move through Jackson. You guys, I know you still have some clouds laying around, but wait for those clouds to move on out. It's absolutely gorgeous. We're 44 now in Corbin, and that goes for you guys too. But all in all, just wait until we get into the afternoon and everybody will be seeing sunshine like you're seeing here on the sky cam here in Lexington. Bright blue skies expected, 45 by the afternoon. A pretty chilly evening in store. Obviously, this isn't the focus of the forecast. The focus of the forecast comes tomorrow and off into your Saturday, where we could see back-to-back temperatures that we haven't seen in over 9 months. Here comes that Christmas feel. We'll get into that in just a few minutes.
All right, Micah, thank you. It's the most anticipated movie in years. Star Wars: The Force Awakens opens nationwide tonight. The film picks up 30 years after 1983's Return of the Jedi, with original characters and new ones battling the dark side of the Force. WKYT's Rebecca Smith talked with fans at Cinemark at Fayette Mall who are eagerly awaiting tonight's opening.
So the big encore starts tonight at 7 p.m., but some people have actually been here since 7 o'clock last night to watch the Star Wars marathon leading up to the main event.
At the Cinemark near Fayette Mall, you can still get a ticket for tonight's showing of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Other cinemas like Regal and Hamburg are reserved seating. Each individual movie theater has its own rules as far as costumes. No lightsabers at any of them except at Kentucky Theater, where you can come in full costume, makeup and all. As for the movie itself, diehard fans hope it will be really good.
Based on the trailers and all the critic reviews, they've been pretty good so far. Everybody's saying Star Wars is back, so.
Now, a lot of the primetime showings at theaters around town are already sold out, but some of the later shows, they say they will actually add on as the evening progresses if there is demand for more tickets. Of course, you can go to our website to get more information on that. Reporting in Lexington, Rebecca Smith, WKYT.
Now, including tonight's movie, there are 7 Star Wars movies in the franchise. When Harlan County native and winner of The Voice, Jordan Smith, returns home on Monday, he'll be celebrated by the entire community. The judge executive says there will be a welcome home parade in his honor. This morning on the Today Show, Jordan relayed what it's meant to have his parents' support throughout the process.
They're so proud and so happy. You know, they made so many sacrifices for me to get to a point like this. So for them, this is a huge payoff, and they're just so proud. But they saw this in me, you know, long before I even saw things like this in myself.
Smith's performances on The Voice rocketed to the top of the iTunes charts within hours of their release.